I am going to turn it over now to our young people. Let us know what they want our voters to hear, what they want us to know, what you all want us to do. Kendall.
Please check your voting status on www.vote.org because we need you to vote for a candidate that makes safety a priority and address gun violence in our schools.
Thank you so much. Jaden.
Please carefully research all candidates on the ballot and select the best candidate.
Thank you for that. Kerrigan.
Please know where your voting location is and be sure that it has not changed.
Thank you for that. Devereaux.
If you have a mail-in ballot, make sure to mail it in before the deadline because we need a leader that has the compassion to put measures in place to stop bullying.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Taylor with Top Teens of America.
If you plan to vote early, find out when you can go and try to go early because we need you to vote for a leader that does not misuse social media, understands how it can be used for good, and puts measures in place to make people and companies accountable for misuse.
Love that. Caitlin.
Be sure to sign or fill out the ballot properly because we want your vote to count.
Thank you for that. Corinne.
Do not wear clothes that support one candidate over the other because you will not be allowed to enter your voting location and vote for the candidate that respects my mental and physical health enough to do something about it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Madison.
Have a voting plan because we need you to vote for a candidate that will work towards continuous improvement of our educational system.
Thank you for that. Taylor with Jack and Jill.
We are hoping that the lines will be long, so bring snacks, water, and a folding chair, and vote for a candidate that values the teaching of our history, the good and not so good. This helps us all to identify and develop our authentic self.
Thank you so much for that. Josephine?
Have fun and bring other voters with you because we need all of you to vote for all of us.
Thank you so much for that. Roderick?
Vote for those who can't. Vote for a future you want your kids to see, for without a future, where would we go?
Thank you so much for that. Chemistry?
Vote, vote, vote.
Okay. Thank you for that. You, Mary?
Vote.
Thank you. Chrisette?
Please vote.
Thank you. Trey?
Please vote.
Ethan?
Please vote for the candidate that best represents the principles you're looking for in your community.
I love that. Thank you. Kendall?
Please vote.
Thank you. Iama?
Please make sure you guys vote. It is absolutely important.
All right. Catalina?
Please vote to make our country safe.
Love that. Mary?
Vote. Please vote.
Thank you. Cam?
Please vote.
Awesome. We've heard from our amazing youth leaders. I absolutely love each and every one of you. You all need to give yourselves a round of applause. Found the applause button. If you can see it, you did an amazing job and you have parted words on us in terms of your advocacy for the vote so that we can advocate for you. And I could not be more proud. I could not be more proud. And so I am so excited and so grateful to each one of you. Now we're going to ask all of you to go backstage. We're going to ask Tristan to properly introduce Miss Holly. You've seen her backstage, but we're going to bring her on and to kind of co-sign based on what she's heard you say and the roles that she has with it when it comes to advocacy. Tristan?
Holly L. Holliday, Esquire, currently serves as the president of Sister Leads Sister Vote, a 501c4 organization to expand Black women's leadership, voices, and politics. Ms. Holly managed and or advised over 300 campaigns as campaign manager. She works tirelessly to amplify Black women's voices, advance Black women's political leadership, and expand Black women's opportunities. Ms. Holly is also CEO and JEDI Masters for Holiday Advisors LLC, where she advises progressive organizations, political campaigns as democratic committees on justice, equity, diversity and inclusion strategies. Ms. Holly is a 25-year member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a graduate of Howard University and the University of Missouri, Kansas City School of Law. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Holly.
Thank you, Tristan. This is such a full circle moment for me. I so appreciate that introduction. It was wonderful. Well, listen, I am not going to stay long because let's face it, the youth have said it all, and I could not be more proud. A little while last year, this wonderful group of students invited me to do a little workshop that I call Your Voice Matters. And you know, I do this workshop with adults, and I have to tell you, sometimes it's like pulling teeth. But this group of young people, it was a breeze because as you could see tonight, they are full of opinions, good ideas and suggestions and recommendations. So if you're not fired up to vote, I don't know what else one can do. So let me just say this in a few words. First and foremost, let's make sure that if you haven't already, that you have verified your registration. Make sure that you have verified your registration. And then once you've verified your registration, identify 10 people in your network. You know the people I'm talking about. Maybe they're in college. Maybe they're seniors. Maybe they're newly naturalized. Maybe they're returning citizens. Maybe they're in a group where, you know, they've said to you actively, we don't know if we're going to vote or not. Yeah, those people. And let's make sure that they're verified and able to vote. Then let's put together a vote plan. What does a vote plan include? Well, it's simple. A vote plan simply includes making sure that you not only are verified to vote, but that you know how and when that vote is going to happen. For many states, we are already in early vote. So believe it or not, people are already voting. In fact, in Georgia, more than 1 million people have voted. And I want to make sure that each and every one of you are amongst that number. The second thing you need to think about is if you're not voting early, maybe you're voting absentee. Make sure that you complete the ballot and all of the absentee instructions and get it back in a way that's appropriate. Some states you have to actually mail. Some states you also may need to get a notary. Some states like Maryland, you can just put in DC, you can just put it in a drop box. And then finally, you can vote on election day. Whichever way you decide to vote, be it early, by mail, or on election day, the most important thing is that you vote and that you take everyone that you can with you and that they also have a plan to vote. And then once you've done that, then spend the rest of the time calling and reminding and texting people that they need to vote. This is one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. And the next one may be too. But let's make sure that we have done everything we can to honor exactly what the youth have shared with us today and vote. I'm going to turn this program back over to our amazing host, Miss Angela, and let you close us out. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And thank you for all that have given me the privilege and the honor to moderate this awesome and amazing discussion. I could not thank you more. I thank these young people and all that have nurtured them to actually be bold and brave enough to share their voice and to tell us really what matters. And to all of you that are tuned in, you could be watching football or doing all these other amazing things, but you opted to be here. And so we are incredibly grateful. Please tell somebody. If you know anybody that is on the fence, this is not the time to be on the fence. Vote for the candidate that you believe in, but do vote. Don't hone in on any one issue. We've got enough issues that we can look at holistically to make this world the type of world that we want to live in. And we cannot do that on the sidelines. We've got to get out to vote. I'm now going to turn it over to Ms. Cherrelle. She's going to give us some closing remarks. Right after that, we're going to have Miss Mary, and she is going to introduce you to our spoken word artist. And then we're going to close this out with those spoken words. Thank you so very much again for the opportunity to spend this time with each and every one of you.
Good evening, everyone. And I agree, Holly. After all that we have seen and heard from our young people, there is not a lot more that needs to be said. So I will simply take this time to say, on behalf of the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Rho Mu Omega Chapter, and DC Pearls 3 Foundation, thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Sunday afternoon to hear from our talented, courageous, and outstanding youth. To all of the participating organizations, College Bound, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and Top Teens of America, thank you for joining forces with us today. To each of our youth participants who served as panelists, keynote speaker, and the spoken word artist that you will hear coming up next, to their parents and the leads of the various organizations, thank you so much for committing your time and energy. To all of our attendees who dialed in to hear from the young people and have accepted the call to action, thank you. To our chapter president, Miss Arnitra Duckett, member, Miss Holly Holiday, Empower Our Families lead, Miss Shauna Berry, and the Youth Leadership Institute Committee, thank you for not only your support, but active involvement to make this afternoon possible. And last but certainly not least, many, many thanks to the leads of Rho Mu Omega's Youth Leadership Institute, Mrs. Angela Thompson and Mrs. Andrea Johnson, for all of your hard work and dedication to amplify the voices of our youth. We appreciate you both. In a little over 2 weeks, and right now in some places across our country, we the people have the opportunity to use our voice and choice. Do not miss the chance to activate your power. Vote. Thank you. Turning it over to Mary.